Every man looks at a woman's body, but very few truly see it. Most only notice the surface, while only one in 1,000 understands what lies underneath. You can look at her chest and notice its size, but completely miss the quiet message it carries. Her need for care, for safety, or maybe for freedom. You can stare at her lips and only see their outline, never realizing how they reflect her relationship with pleasure, communication, and closeness. You can look at her hips and admire their curve without realizing they reveal the kind of woman she is deep inside. A huntress, a nurturer, or a mix of both. Most men only scratch the surface, but a wise man reads her body like an open book because the body never lies. And today, you and I are going to learn how to read that book. Together, we'll uncover 7 subtle but powerful signs hidden within her body language and physiology that reveal her true nature, emotions, and desires. By the end, we'll reach the most delicate and honest signal her body sends, one that most men misunderstand completely, often with painful consequences. We'll finally answer the real question behind this topic. What does it truly mean when a woman is tight down there? Believe it or not, it's not about anatomy or her past experiences. It's about what she feels right now, about you, and how safe and open she feels in your presence. This understanding is your ultimate truth detector, and I'll reveal it at the end. But I'm only going to share it with men who are ready to understand women on a deeper level. Before we begin, I'll ask one simple thing. If this subject fascinates you, hit the like button. That's how I'll know this kind of content matters to you. And if you're here for the first time and aren't afraid of depth, subscribe because we don't chase shallow topics here. One last thing before we start. I'd love to know where you're watching from. Drop your city in the comments so I can see how far this message is reaching. Let's begin with the first signal, her hips, the oldest symbol of feminine energy. Whether a man admits it or not, his eyes instinctively go there first. Her hips aren't just part of her body, they're a message written by evolution itself, one that our subconscious minds have been reading for millions of years. Long before Carl Jung spoke of archetypes, nature already had 2 powerful ones written into the female form, the nurturer and the huntress. A woman with soft, wide, rounded hips embodies the nurturer archetype. Deep inside, a man feels from her presence that this is a woman of warmth, care, and stability. She feels like home, a safe harbor, a place of rest. His instincts whisper, here is safety. Here is the continuation of your bloodline. Here is peace. Biologically, this is shaped by higher levels of estrogen, the hormone of femininity, fertility, and comfort. But we're more interested in her psychology. The nurturer woman is grounded, calm, and practical. Her energy turns inward. She creates comfort, harmony, and emotional safety. She doesn't want chaos or drama. She values predictability and security. In a relationship, she isn't chasing thrill after thrill. She wants a steady hand, a man who can be her anchor. She's the type of woman who builds a warm home, raises her children with care, and stands by her man through thick and thin. Her love doesn't show through fairy passion, but through consistency, loyalty, and gentle daily actions. Her motto might as well be, my home is my castle. The mistake many men make with her is trying to pull her into constant change or risky adventures. For her, that's not romance, it's anxiety. She blooms when she feels safe. Give her that safety, prove that you're stable and serious, and she'll give you loyalty and devotion beyond measure. She's your foundation, your support, the calm after every storm, and you must treasure that. Now, let's move to the other pole, narrow hips, a slimmer, more athletic figure. This is the huntress archetype. If the nurturer is the earth, the huntress is the wind. This woman carries a different kind of fire inside her. Her body's shape often comes from slightly higher levels of androgens, the same hormones that give men drive and determination. And just as her body shows it, her mind mirrors it. She's independent, driven, and bold. The huntress woman is focused outward. She wants to conquer challenges, chase ambitions, and explore the unknown. She thrives on movement, change, and self growth. She doesn't want a cage, even a golden one. She wants a partner who runs beside her, not one who tries to keep her still. She's the type who will chase her dreams, face her fears, and take risks for what she believes in. Her motto is simple: movement is life. In love, she seeks an equal, a partner who shares her goals and passions. She's inspired by action, ambition, and courage. The biggest mistake a man can make with her is trying to make her settle, to tame her energy, or force her into a traditional mold. That's like asking an eagle to live in a chicken coop. It won't end well. Speak her language, talk of goals, challenges, and dreams. Be her teammate, her ally, her equal. Don't block her flight, fly with her. Give her trust and freedom, and she'll reward you with inspiration, passion, and unstoppable energy. Remember, neither archetype is better or worse. They're simply different, two unique programs written by nature. Your job isn't to change her, but to understand which one she is and learn how to connect with that energy. The shape of her hips gives you the first honest clue, but it's only the outer layer of the mystery. There are deeper signals ahead, and they will take us closer to the ultimate truth we're after. Next comes her chest, the compass of her emotions. Every man notices it, but few see what it truly says. Her chest doesn't just show physical beauty, it reveals her emotional rhythm, how she loves and how she connects. The size and shape of her breasts are tied to hormonal balance, mainly estrogen and prolactin, hormones of tenderness, care, and femininity. These hormones quietly write her emotional blueprint. Let's start with a smaller, delicate, athletic chest. Many men overlook it, but that's a mistake. This type often means a more balanced hormone mix, not ruled by estrogen alone. Psychologically, such women are often intellectual, calm, and mentally strong. They value reason and deep communication more than drama or show. They don't get carried away by emotions easily, and they're rarely dramatic. They fall in love through the mind first. For them, emotional connection begins with conversation, with shared thoughts and laughter. Physical intimacy is not about wild impulse, it's an extension of emotional and spiritual closeness. If her mind isn't engaged, her body won't respond. So if you meet this kind of woman, remember, her heart is reached through her intellect. Be genuine, be interesting, be a good listener. Gifts and fancy displays won't move her. Words, humor, and understanding will. When she trusts your mind, she'll open her heart, and once she does, her loyalty is deep and lasting. Now to the other extreme, the woman with a fuller, softer chest. Her body speaks of high estrogen levels and deep femininity. She's a symbol of life and emotional abundance. But beneath her beauty lies a storm of feelings. Her emotional world is vast, colorful, and unpredictable. She can be warm and loving one moment and deeply sensitive the next. Her nature is like the ocean, calm one minute, wild the next. She lives by emotion, not logic. She feels everything intensely: love, pain, joy, fear. Her natural instinct is to care, to nurture, to protect. She gives with her whole heart and expects the same. She needs affection, reassurance, gentle words, and physical warmth. Her mistake prone partner might try to use logic when she's upset, but that never works. You can't argue with the sea. You can only learn to sail it. When she's emotional, don't analyze. Hold her. Tell her you love her. Let the storm pass, then talk. She's not irrational. She's just emotional. And once you learn how to love her through that, she'll create a world of peace and warmth around you. There's also the middle ground, the woman whose figure balances both sides. A medium, firm chest often reflects emotional balance. She can be caring but also logical, passionate but steady. She's the harmony between the nurturer and the huntress. With her, love feels stable yet alive, deep yet peaceful. This type can switch between passion and reason with ease, and it's often the most adaptable in relationships. Understanding this helps you speak her language. You'll stop expecting constant excitement from a calm woman or pure logic from an emotional one. You'll begin to see her as she truly is, And that understanding opens doors no words ever could. Now let's turn to her voice, the invisible melody of her soul. We've studied how she looks, but now it's time to listen to how she speaks. Most men hear the words but miss the music behind them. Yet her tone, her pace, her rhythm reveal far more than the words themselves. The voice is like a window to her inner energy, a mirror of her confidence, her desires, and her emotional depth. A high, soft, playful voice often hints at youthfulness, a gentle, light energy that carries both innocence and a subconscious wish for protection. A woman with this kind of voice may be independent in life, but deep down, she still wants to feel safe and cared for. She doesn't need a dominant man. She needs one who creates safety through steadiness and understanding. When you speak to her, use gentleness, not pressure. Guide her, don't push her. She'll respond not to aggression, but to warmth. Never mistake her sweetness for weakness. Her playful tone doesn't mean she's naive. It's her way of connecting, her way of feeling close. She isn't asking you to take over her life. She's asking you to make her feel secure in your presence. If you meet her emotional needs, she'll open her heart completely. Now, on the other hand, a deep, slow, velvety voice often belongs to a woman with strong inner confidence. It carries a different energy, power, self awareness, and mystery. She knows her worth, and she knows her effect on people. This tone is often linked to higher testosterone levels, which are also tied to higher libido and assertiveness. She doesn't want a protector, she wants a partner. She's drawn to strength, decisiveness, and intelligence. Compliments and flattery won't move her. She values authenticity in action. She respects a man who stands firm, who doesn't lose himself trying to please her. Speak with confidence, with purpose, and she'll respect you, perhaps even challenge you. But she'll also admire you deeply. She is searching for an equal partner or even for someone brave enough to challenge her. What she values most is not constant care or protection, but the strength, intelligence, and confidence of a man. Empty words and shallow compliments won't make any impression on her. She pays attention to actions, presence, and inner power. Submissive behavior or nervous timidity are out of place when speaking with her. She senses weakness immediately. Her deep, calm voice reflects a strong sexual nature and a readiness to talk openly as an equal. She is not frightened of direct or sincere conversations. She appreciates honesty above all. For her, foreplay is not only about romance or touches, it is a mental duel, a game where she wants to meet someone strong enough to stand opposite her. The main mistake with her is to fear her strength or to try to dominate and break her spirit. The right move is to play with her, stay one step ahead, and show that you have your own depth and confidence. Then you will win not only a lover, but a true and powerful ally. And remember, no matter how strong she looks, even she wants to feel desired. But the road to awakening that desire goes through your respect for her strength. Her voice carries the vibration of her soul. You must learn to listen not only with your ears, but with your whole being. Feel this vibration. Is she quietly asking for protection, or is she challenging you to match her energy? Does she sound like a light stream or a deep, powerful river? The way you answer this will show you the right approach and help you avoid the biggest mistakes right from the beginning. Once you truly hear her voice, you'll be ready for the next and even more revealing clue. Her lips, the doorway to her sensuality. We go deeper now to the next stop, her lips. They are probably the most expressive and sensual part of her face, and that's not by accident. In psychology, there's a clear connection between the lips on her face and the ones hidden from view. The shape of her lips is a map of her sensuality, her attitude toward pleasure, and how she connects with the world through touch and taste. Let's start with the first and most obvious type, full, well-shaped soft lips. This is usually a sign of high estrogen and good circulation, but for us, it means something more. Full lips are a symbol of pleasure. This woman enjoys life and knows how to take it in with all her senses. taste, smell, sound, and touch. She is open, emotional, and expressive. She loves to feel beauty around her, and sensual details matter. For her, the setting, the atmosphere, and foreplay in everything are important. A dinner with candles, soft music, warm fabric under her hands, and slow, lingering kisses. This is her natural world. She follows the law of pleasure. She will not accept discomfort, whether it's tight shoes or a dull partner. She's direct about what she likes and what she doesn't. If she likes you, she'll show it right away. If she doesn't, she'll make that clear too. The secret to winning her is to appeal to all five of her senses. Surprise her with a delicious dinner, wrap her in a soft cashmere scarf, play music that stirs her body and her mood. Don't rush anything with her. Every kiss, every touch means something. She cares about the process as much as the result. A man who tries to skip ahead too quickly will seem crude to her. Approach her with refinement, and she will open up like a rare, exotic flower. But remember, her openness also makes her fragile. Don't betray her trust. Now let's talk about another kind: thin or tightly pressed lips. These are often signs of a more controlled, thoughtful, and reserved nature. While a woman with full lips expresses her emotions freely, the one with thinner lips tends to hold them inside. This doesn't mean she feels less. It often means she feels more deeply, but isn't used to showing it. She's a woman of restraint and discipline. Of course, in real life, no one fits just one type. Most people are a mix. But if you learn to notice which quality stands out most, emotion or control, warmth or calm, you'll start to understand what's truly important to her, whether she values beauty or practicality, words or deeds. And that understanding is precious. This leads us to one of the most subtle and primal indicators: her scent. It is the oldest and most honest signal of true compatibility. And here we're not talking about perfume. Perfume is a mask, a social costume that shows how she wants to be seen or the kind of status she wishes to project. The real signal lies in her natural scent: the smell of her skin, her hair, the trace she leaves after sleep or after a shower. That scent can't be faked. You either love it completely or you don't. There is no middle ground. Science calls it pheromones and links it to immune systems and chemistry. Simply put, people are drawn to those whose scent indicates a genetic difference that promises healthy offspring. But beyond science lies something more mysterious: the magic of perfect natural compatibility. If you are captivated by her natural scent, if you want to press your face against her neck or hair and just breathe her in endlessly, then you've hit nature's jackpot. That's a signal from the deepest part of your biology saying, yes, this is the one. This feeling bypasses logic and social judgment. You may argue with her, disagree about movies or politics, notice her flaws. But if her scent feels like home, like peace and desire at once, everything else fades. That's the foundation of something real. But if her natural scent feels off to you, if you sense even the smallest discomfort or dislike, then your body is warning you. You can tell yourself that you'll get used to it. That perfume will hide it, but your instincts don't lie. Your body is saying, no, this is not my person. Ignoring that message leads to a connection that might work in the mind, but never in the body. Such a relationship will lack true intimacy and won't last. Don't trust only what you see or hear. Those senses can be tricked. Trust your sense of smell. It's the oldest and wisest sense you have, tied directly to emotion and instinct. It tells you the truth about whether someone is truly yours. And if that answer is yes, you are ready for the final and most revealing understanding: the secret of her tightness. We've reached the final and most intimate point. It's something that many misunderstand completely. Let's start by destroying the biggest myth: the idea that tightness or looseness is something fixed or that it shows how many partners she's had. That is completely false. It's a story invented by insecure men trying to explain their own failure. In nearly every case, it has nothing to do with her anatomy or her past. It has everything to do with how she feels with you right now in this exact moment, because her tightness is not static. It's a living, changing signal. It shows in real time her level of trust and excitement. It's the most honest indicator, one she cannot consciously control. Let's look at how it works. We're talking about a group of internal muscles that respond automatically, not to thought, but to the nervous system. The same system that makes your heart race when you're excited or your pupils widen in the dark. You can't command your heart to slow down, and she can't consciously control these muscles either. They react on their own, triggered by emotion and feeling. And there are only two signals that cause the true reaction: strong desire and complete trust. Only when both exist together does her body respond fully. The brain sends the message, and her body reacts naturally. That reaction, the tightening, is her body's way of saying, "Yes, I want you and I trust you completely. I feel safe." She can desire a man but fear him at the same time. Then her body stays closed or tight in discomfort, not pleasure. She can also feel safe with a man but not feel desire, and her body will stay quiet. Only when both passion and peace exist together does true connection happen. This harmony is what many men misunderstand. They focus on the surface, not realizing her body is speaking in its own language. If instead you feel looseness or emptiness, it's not about her past, it's a signal about the present. It means something isn't right. A careless man will blame her. A wise one will ask himself what he's missing. Maybe she's simply bored, unexcited, because everything feels predictable. Maybe she's uneasy or afraid of him because he's too rough or selfish and she doesn't feel safe. Or maybe he unknowingly touched on some old trauma that made her close off inside. The solution is not to blame her, but to take responsibility. You are the conductor here, and her body is your orchestra. If the sound is wrong, you must adjust your rhythm and care. Ask yourself, was the foreplay deep and emotional or just a few minutes of routine? Did you make her feel special and seen? Did you create a safe space where she could relax completely? When she feels like a queen beside you, her body will show it. Her reactions are your feedback. You can awaken her with your attention, tenderness, confidence, and love, or you can shut her down with indifference and carelessness. Stop treating her body like an object. Listen to it as the most honest voice in your relationship. Her body reflects the way you treat her. What you give, you get back like an echo. If you learn to read that echo, you'll hold the key to her pleasure and her heart. You'll become the man who finally understands the true secret of her nature. Now we come full circle. From an observer, you become someone who truly understands. You've learned how her hips reveal her life energy, how her chest shows her emotional world, how her voice reveals strength or need, how her lips and hands express her way of living, and how her scent tells the truth of your connection. And finally, you've learned that her body's deepest reactions are not about anatomy, but about emotion and trust. These seven signals transform a man from someone who just takes into someone who truly sees. Her body doesn't lie. It waits for someone who can finally understand its language. Now, the question is for you: what have you learned from your own experiences? What unspoken signals have you noticed that told you more than words ever could? What personal moments proved or challenged what you've read here? Share your story, because real wisdom is born not from theory, but from experience. Together, those stories can form a true guide to understanding the mysterious and beautiful nature of women.